Discovery Station, as you know, we're history, science, and technology. We've also been very pleased that we're partnered with the Applied Physics Lab of Johns Hopkins. And they have furnished us with a lot of natural information and a lot of visuals. But today we're highlighting a very special exhibit, and that is the special photos from the Hubble, the giant telescope. And to honor today, we have with us Senator Don Munson.
Good morning. Good afternoon. It's very nice to be here.
And
let me just say this. I'm really proud of the connection between Discovery Station and Johns Hopkins. I'm a Johns Hopkins graduate, and it's good to see this cooperation between Baltimore and Hagerstown.
Yay! And we have also with us today Juliana Albowitz, who is representing Senator Barbara Mikulski, our U.S. Senator. We can come forward, Juliana?
Sure.
And Juliana has a letter to read from Senator Barbara.
When Bea Marie invited the senator to be here today, she was very honored because she's been so supportive of the Hubble, and she really regrets not being here, and so it's an honor for me to represent her. But she did send a message for you, and it says, "Dear Miss Byers and friends, greetings to all of the Trekkies here today for the unveiling of the new mural-sized images taken by NASA's Hubble Space Telescope and the Chandra X-ray Observatories. Today we celebrate the International Year of Astronomy, which commemorates the 400th anniversary of Galileo's first telescope. Since its inception in 1996, Discovery Station has been true to its mission to promote informal learning about science, technology, and local history through exhibits and programs that are both educational and entertaining. Your enthusiastic and dedicated group of volunteers are providing rewarding and exciting experiences for individuals, families, school groups, and tourists. I am so glad that these extraordinary images have found a home with this cutting-edge organization. Hubble is a national asset and a national priority, a triumph of American engineering and a symbol of discovery and exploration in space. I have long said that Hubble is the greatest scientific instrument since Galileo's telescope. It's become our very own science advisor, accounting for 35% of all NASA discoveries for the past 30 years. It sends back enough data every day to fill an encyclopedia. Hubble has rewritten science textbooks almost every year. It has exceeded our wildest expectations. But Hubble has also been our gift to the world. It is one of the greatest acts of public diplomacy in history. Hubble has become a symbol of America's generosity of spirit and of science for our children and their parents. Hubble has its own website. It gets an email message from children and families. Emails such as, "Did you see God today? Have you met an angel? Is there another universe? What does it look like?" Friends, enjoy the excitement and wonder of this day, and may the force be with you. Signed, sincerely, Barbara Mikulski, United States Senator.
Of the Board of Directors of Discovery Station, I do accept this letter, and you shall frame it.
Well, thank you.
And hang it appropriately. Also, to introduce representing Delegate Leroy Myers, we have Carol Barnes here. She's also involved with the Cub Scouts, so she's here as a double entity. But anyway, welcome all of you who are interested in space and the future of America and the future of our space exploration. And
could I make one comment?
Sure.
Senator Mikulski has been very modest in this letter. The Hubble Space Program telescope is there because of her. That program ran out of funding a long time ago, and they were going to ditch it, but Senator Mikulski, who represents Maryland, represents Johns Hopkins, stepped in and almost single-handedly saved that program for this generation and hopefully for other generations in the future. And she didn't say it in that letter, but in all fairness to her, she deserves it. The world needs to remember that it's because of her that there is a Hubble space program, and it didn't come to an end perhaps 10 years ago now, 8 or 10 years ago.
Thank you. That is such appropriate information, Don. Absolutely. You know, when you sometimes wonder if one person can make a difference, this is evidence, quite frankly, that one person, Barbara Mikulski, did make a big difference for all of us and for the world. So thank you. Thank you, Don. Now, the group that is also here today helping with this wonderful event, and as part of the writing of the grant, Mr. Rodney Martin, who is the planetarium educator for Washington Public Schools, he and I wrote the grant. I'm going to introduce to him, and he can introduce to you his fellow Tri-State Astronomers who are present, who are helping in this event today, having 4 different programs going every 15 minutes, including bringing the Star Lab from the Quality Kitchens out Fairview Outdoor School Sky Lab that's with us, Star Lab. So, the floor is yours.
Okay, thanks, Ms. Byers. Ms. Byers and I decided when we saw on the internet about the images that this would be a very good joint project for both the planetarium, the Discovery Station, and for everyone in Washington County. So we applied, we were accepted, and only with the help of the Tri-State Astronomers and everyone involved here could we make it happen. We have the chairman of the Tri-State Astronomers, Dan Kaminsky, and his daughter, our photographer, Cynthia. Program chairman, Mike Sager, former program chairman. Good member, lifetime member of the Tri-State Astronomers, Marcia Fuller. Barry Schmidt, domestic. Anybody else? Well, this is our Tri-State Astronomers. Very active group, and mark your calendars for the Friday and Saturday after the new moon in April for a public star party at the Antietam Battlefield. There'll be a couple dozen telescopes set up, free of charge. Come by, look at it. Scouts are welcome. We have scout groups a lot. Expect a couple hundred people to look through about a couple dozen telescopes on those nights if it's clear. Don't come if it's cloudy. Now, what I'd like to do is, you're all here for a reason, and the reason is for the unveiling of the images from the Great Observatory. I'd like to tell 2 things about why we're here. First, why we're celebrating the International Year of Astronomy, as you can see the logo projected, and also what makes this image special. The reason we're here today is because over 400 years ago, people thought that the Earth was the center of everything. They thought that the Earth was the center of the universe and that everything moved around us. Well, you know, it makes sense. You see the sun rise in the east, cross the sky in the south, and set in the west. It's obvious. You can't feel the Earth rotating. But there were some problems. The problems dealt with the way the planets moved. The planets would go for a while, then they would stop, backtrack, then stop, then go forward, and that wasn't natural. But they thought everything should be natural. Something was wrong. Over 500 years ago, a man named Nicholas Copernicus came up with an idea that if you put the sun in the center, all of a sudden those strange planetary motions became an optical illusion. But there was no way to prove that we went around the sun until 400 years ago. A scientist named Galileo Galilei was reading about a discovery by a man named Hans Lippershey in Denmark, who was a spectacle maker who accidentally put 2 lenses in line and saw that it magnified objects. Well, Hans Lippershey made the telescope, sold it to people to spy on their neighbors, to look for ships and things on the ground, but Galileo thought that there were more implications. Galileo decided that if he looked at the sky, maybe he could prove that Copernicus was right. And he did. 400 years ago, this month, later this summer, this is the month of his birthday, Galileo made his first telescope, pointed it to the sky, and saw that things weren't quite as perfect as he thought. He saw speckles on the sun, sunspots. They shouldn't have been there. He saw that the Milky Way was made up of thousands of stars. Shouldn't have been like that. He saw that Venus went through a series of phases. If Venus went around the Earth, it would never be more than a crescent. But he saw gibbous phases and quarter phases. But most importantly, he looked at the planet Jupiter and saw that there were 4 moons going around Jupiter. According to the Aristotelian method, nothing should have gone around anything except the Earth. Galileo had proof. 400 years ago, Galileo started the revolution in astronomy that goes to today, which makes the great observatories as important as they are. The images that we're going to unveil in just about 6 or 7 minutes are made as a composite of 3 of the great observatories that NASA has. In long wavelength, we have the infrared. The Spitzer spacecraft is a great observatory orbiting the Earth now, and it's taken pictures of this object called Messier 101, the Pinwheel Galaxy, over 25 million light years away. By using infrared light from the Spitzer, we can see where stars are being formed right now. We can see where the fuel exists for future stars to form. The Hubble Space Telescope looks in visible light. Look toward the center of the galaxy, you'll see old stars. Look out, you can see the spiral arms. You can see the details in visible light. The Chandra X-ray telescope looks at X-rays. That tells us where there's exciting things happening, like star explosions, black holes, all the high energy star formations. By knowing a little bit, we know a little bit. By combining the 3 great observatories' information, we can learn a lot. So, as soon as we see the short PowerPoint, very short, very entertaining, about the International Year of Astronomy, we'll unveil it. The first image will be a beautiful set of 3 that shows individual, Spitzer, Hubble, Chandra. Underneath that, a beautiful, wonderful picture of the composite. And these are available on the internet if you want to download it when you get home. So,
it was a calm and cloudless night, but it was all still a blur. A shaking of our universe was just about to occur. It was summertime.
Okay. Each one is going to take a piece from each side and go through it there. And this will be the unveiling. Yeah, we'll count, but before they count, I also want to tell you as a gift, you each will receive a photograph with information on the back as you exit, as you go out, and I think you'll find this very interesting as a commemoration of this day. Okay, we'll get 1, 2, 3.
or no, it's space. 10, 9, 8,